Hello friends, let's begin. Natural Language Processing NLP. This is the topic that I'm going to discuss today. You use NLP products or NLP powered tools every day. Imagine an assistant that knows your schedule, contacts, interests, and location, and that can communicate with you to help you stay informed, connected, and on top of your game. This is more personalized than your PC, tablet, or smartphone and can be either physical or virtual. NLP is everywhere, even if we don't realize it. Now, we are going to discuss few examples where NLP is used. Apple's Siri, Google's Google Now, and Google Assistant Allo, Microsoft's Cortana, and Amazon's Alexa are all various examples of virtual assistants or chatbots. Those use NLP. Physical devices like robots, which are called Jibo, Pepper, Cubic, Emospark, and others are just now coming to the market and are offering a physical component or a robotic experience which perform several simple tasks and help humans in their work. Now the next question that comes to your mind is, what is natural language? Let's see the definition of natural language. Natural language, or simply human language, refers to the language spoken by people, for example English, Japanese, Swahili, as opposed to artificial or computer languages like C++, Java, Python, Perl, etc. Ultimate goal is to enhance human-to-computer communication. That's why natural language is used. Now let's define NLP. Here is a simple definition of NLP. Natural language processing is a field which lies at the intersection of three other fields, that is computer science, artificial intelligence or AI, and linguistics. The primary goal of NLP for computers is to process or understand natural language, which could be either speech or text, in order to perform tasks that are useful. NLP is known by other terms as well, like computational linguistics (CL), human language technology (HLT), or natural language engineering (MLE). Can a computer talk like a human? This question was not answerable before 1950, but today we have the technology for the same. Let's see how NLP evolved. In 1950, Alan Turing published his famous paper titled Computing, Machinery and Intelligence. The paper proposed the Turing test to determine if a machine was artificially intelligent. The essential part of the Turing test is communication. The computer has to be able to communicate with a human. This is how the term natural language processing evolved in that year. So Cortana is an app that we use and it asks the human to ask it a question. That's machine at work. Challenges to understand NL. Natural language is not that easy to understand. It has few ambiguities or challenges that need to be there. NL has an extremely rich form and structure. Fully understanding and representing the meaning of language or even defining it is a difficult goal to achieve. It is very ambiguous. There can be different levels of ambiguity. And the first one is lexical ambiguity. It is at the very primitive level, such as the word level. For example, treating the word board as a noun or a verb, which part of speech is it, is difficult. Syntax level ambiguity. A sentence can be parsed in different ways. For example, we have a sentence in which we can have two interpretations. He lifted the beetle with red cap. Did he use the cap to lift the beetle, or he lifted a beetle that was wearing a red cap? So here, there is a confusion to decide What interpretation can we take? The next ambiguity is referential ambiguity, referring to something using pronouns. For example, we have a sentence that Rima went to Gauri and said, I am tired. Exactly who is tired? This is a question that is hard to trace by the machine, hence it is an ambiguity. Let's now discuss the components of NLP. The mechanism of natural language processing involves two processes. The first one is natural language understanding, which means taking some spoken or typed sentence and working out what it means. It aims at removing ambiguity. The second process is natural language generation. It means taking some formal representation of what you want to say and working out a way to express it in a natural, that is human language, which could be English or any other language. Now there are few steps that we take to process a natural language. These are 5 basic steps and there could be more in a complex way. First one is morphological and lexical analysis. Second is syntactic analysis. Step number 3 is semantic analysis. Step number 4 is discourse integration, and the last step is pragmatic analysis. Let's analyze these steps in more detail. Morphology depicts analyzing, identifying, and description of structure of words. Lexical analysis involves dividing a text into paragraphs, words, and the sentences. Syntactic analysis involves grammatical structure of the sentence. Semantics concerns the literal meaning of words, phrases, and sentences. Discourse integration means the sense of the context in which the sentence is used. Pragmatics concerns the overall communicative and social context and its effects on its interpretation. Now, let's move to the most interesting part of NLP, that is applications of NLP. Although NLP applications really perform at a high level, they are already at work helping us in many of our daily activities. These are the fields where NLP is used. The first one is machine translation. You often go to Google to translate your text from one human language to another. For example, you want to convert from English to Hindi or English to French. So Google Translate is something which is using natural language processing to translate your text. The second one is Google Now. Google Now is basically an application which has several features. For example, you can give the input as speech or text. When you give it as speech, so it uses a technology called ASR, which is automatic speech recognition. Now you get an answer to a question you had raised to the Google Now. The answer that you get is called information extraction. Basically, you are extracting some information from Google. It is used for various search engines as well. And Google Now is widely used every day by. Next we have is recommendations. Whenever you go to Amazon, you find this sentence, today's recommendations for you. Or even if you go to Facebook to search friends, you find recommended friends. Or on LinkedIn, you get your recommended jobs or internships. These recommendations are a part of an application of NLP which is called collaborative filtering. Collaborative filtering is getting recommendations based on your choices and options that you choose. This next is optical character recognition (OCR), which is making electronic images of printed documents. That is, Google Books used something called OCR. It reads the natural language which is written in the book, and that is OCR. The next one is spam. You might have wondered that your mailbox automatically filters the spam mails that you receive through some malicious attackers. So the spam detection is something which is done automatically by the machine by reading the text of your mail body. So that is spam filtering or detection. Sentiment analysis is the next application. It means discovering the people's opinions, emotions, and feelings about a product or a service. The reviews that you give on the various sites or for the various services that you use, for example, for a movie or an online product, it helps in sentiment analysis. It helps the companies to analyze large number of reviews for their product, as well as help the customers to buy the best product based on the other people's reviews for that product. So sentiment analysis, again using natural language processing. You ask a question to Google, how tall is Eiffel Tower? The answer you get is 300 meter, 324 meter to tip. This is one word answer that you get. You might have wondered how Google is doing this. It is basically understanding your question by understanding the natural language. So Google search and the various search engines like Yahoo and Bing use NLP to answer questions and help in doing a search. The next one is grammar check and spelling error corrections. These softwares like the inbuilt in the Microsoft Word or any other text editor is again understanding your natural language. Whenever you make any error in typing or in grammar, they point it out and help you to correct it. So spelling correction and grammar checking softwares are using NLP. There are other applications of NLP as well. These are text summarization, which means extract keywords or key phrases from a large piece of text, or creating an abstract of an entire article. The second one is context analysis. Social networking sites can fairly understand the topic of your discussion. For example, on FB you might get to read that 4 of your friends posted about Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. So this is context analysis. Big data, it also uses NLP to solve big problems of the business world. It can be any type of business like retail, healthcare, marketing, financial institutions, etc. So NLP is widely used and has infinite number of applications. After discussing so much about NLP, it is necessary to make a conclusion about the same. So here we draw a conclusion. NLP is a natural enabler of the intelligent, intuitive applications that most of us use every day, and is transforming the way that humans and computers communicate with each other. Powered by semantic and cognitive technologies, the future of natural language processing will be able to capitalize on its potential for human-like understanding of speech and text through a variety of applications. So NLP is an emerging field of research and is used every day.